Okay, hello everybody. I'm Kylie Bryant. I was introduced to Young Living 7 years ago, and this is probably one of my most favourite subjects. I wish I had these oils when my girls were babies. They'll always be my babies, but they were in grade 4 and grade 6 when I was first introduced, and it was in January, so they started the school year off. But I wish I'd had it beforehand because I had those clingy children that used to cry when I said goodbye when I left them at school. I used to hop in the car, bawl my eyes out, ring my husband, and he goes, "Where do you think they get it from?" Because I'm a big sook too. So, but they did grow out of it. But we were very grateful when we had some tools to help with them with their day-to-day school life. And that's why I absolutely love doing this class. I love helping mums with their kids, whether it be their study or their sleep or saying goodbye to mum in the mornings, whatever it may be. We've got some great tools that can help us in that. So if you're not a Young Living member and you've been invited to have a look at this, please go back to the person who introduced you or asked you to have a listen today if you want any further information. But I've got a lot to cover, and because I need to stay compliant, I've actually got some notes here as well, because we've got some incredible oils in Australia and New Zealand that have been compliant with the TGA, and we've got some wonderful things that we can actually say about that. So I want to make sure I say it all correctly. So I've got my notes here to refer to as well. If you're not familiar with essential oils or with Young Living, I have studied clinical aromatherapy. I only endorse Young Living. I cannot tell you about any other oils. I know our oils are incredibly pure. We have farms all over the world. I've been to 9 of them. Our distilling practice is very unique compared to many other companies, and our testing is second to none. So I have 2 daughters, 3 cats, and a dog, and I would only use things that I could fully trust with my family. And Young Living oils are incredible. Absolutely love them. If you would like to know more information about how they're distilled, how they're grown, our seed to seal, we do have some videos on that. And you can actually, there's a class next week, I think, so you can listen to that and get all the ins and outs. But I know your time is valuable. Some of you have got kids home with you at the moment, so you don't want to be listening to me for an hour. So I will let you listen to that later. But I'm only talking about Young Living oils here, and because there is a big difference. And essential oils have become incredibly popular, that there's new ones popping out all the time. So it's the quality does matter. And yeah, and our children are precious. We don't want to bring anything into their life that is going to cause them reactions or negative things happening with them. So yes, so we'll get started. So what we're going to be talking about is children from the age of 4 to 17, I suppose, 18. So this is school age. So all the way from kindy through to high school. I have 2 daughters. One's just finished year 12 and the other one is going into year 11. I have one that has had a processing delay, and so focus and concentration and even helping with her confidence was really, really important for me. And my other daughter actually had a lot of anxiety issues and trouble coping, feeling overwhelmed, putting a lot of pressure on herself. So I was very happy that this was part of our toolbox of things that we could use to help support them on those days or through those times. So I'll be covering a little bit of that as well. But if your children are all these oils are totally fine for children over the age of 3. There's very few that you need to avoid before the age of 3, but we do have a complete kids range, and we have a baby range, and we have a pets range. So we have oils that are already diluted and are using specific plants to make sure they're safe for those age groups. But I am talking about 4-year-olds and upwards, and all of the oils that I'm talking about today are totally fine. Okay, so there's a lot of different ways that we can use essential oils. If you are a Young Living member, the labels, you can peel back the labels and they have lots of information in there and safety information. If you're a member in our teams, you'll find there's safety data sheets in our groups. But when you become a member and you get your kit, so if you're brand new and you haven't got any oils, you'll get a product guide, and it has a little chart there, and it shows you which oils are our culinary oils that we can enjoy in our food, which oils are for diffusing only, which oils you can use topically on your skin, and which oils you need to dilute because they're hot. and which ones might be sensitive if you're going out in the sun. So they might be photosensitive. So that not only does it say it on the bottle, but it also says in your product guide that you get. And of course, we give you plenty of support and education. So there's no need to be worried or can I use this, can't I use that? There's a lot of information there. They are very easy to use. And once you start using these, you'll be absolutely amazed how valuable they have become in your day-to-day life. So kids these days, they're under a lot more pressure, I find. You know, when I was a child, we didn't have NAP plan. We didn't know what other children's test results were or the class averages. You know, there wasn't a pressure to play so many different sports and outside school activities and all the different things. I think kids these days are exposed to a lot more pressures than I was as a child. Also, these days, their toxic exposure is so large. So the average child in the Western world now is born with 232 chemicals in the umbilical cord at the time of birth. And we've got lots of different webinars and chats talking about reducing the chemical overload, what we can do in those sort of situations, how we can swap out things in the home to help with behavioural problems, with headaches, with skin reactions that are caused by things that you're using in the home that you may not even realise were causing a negative effect, and how you can swap it over for plant-based cleaners and personal care products and have a big difference. But that's another talk. We're just going to be talking about how we can support kids at school. So how do essential oils work? So there's different ways that we can actually use them. So firstly, we can inhale or diffuse. Now you can see, hopefully you can see I've got a little diffuser there up in the little box, and that's Feathers. Feathers is a favourite with the kids. I absolutely love it because it has white noise. I can hear ocean crashing or birds chirping or all sorts of different, and it can go all night long as well. So you can diffuse, put a drop of oil in your hands and inhale, have it in a diffuser, and the diffuser, the whole house can benefit from it as well. And what actually happens, that research shows when we inhale oils, it helps to stimulate the olfactory gland. And those receptors activate the regions of our limbic system of our brain, which is associated with our memories and our emotions. Okay, so out of all of our senses, our sense of smell, taste, touch, all the five senses that we have, only our sense of smell works in our subconscious part of the brain. And that's why inhaling and diffusing oils is such a wonderful way to help create calm and focus and wonderful things like that. Happiness, lift moods. If you have more than one child like me, diffusing to create harmony in the home, especially if you've got same-sex children less than 2 years apart. That's always a bit challenging, I believe, and experience almost daily. So that's something that I love to use with my girls as well. So when we smell an essential oil, it actually takes 20 seconds to activate the brain. That's how quickly it can help calm or focus or whatever it may be. We can also use them topically. So if you're putting essential oils topically, if you're rather sensitive or it's a hot oil, you can use a carrier oil, you know, almond oil, olive oil, coconut oil. This is a lovely blend of organic oils, like jojoba and gorgeous oils like that. And you can dilute it, and that way you've got better. It's not if you've got very sensitive skin and there's certain oils that are hot. I will talk about those, and actually hot oils generally come with a safety cap like this. Okay, so you'll know that safety cap means that there's a blend or there's an oil in there that might actually cause a bit of a heat rash. So always dilute, or we can use the bottom of the feet. Bottom of the feet is such a great place to apply oils because our feet has less oil glands, larger pores for absorbing, and it's less sensitive. So, and when we put an oil on our skin topically, it's in our bloodstream within 2 to 3 minutes, and every cell of our body within 20 minutes, research has shown. So even on the bottom of your feet is still going to benefit. So great place to put. And a lot of our younger kids, I know they love having oils applied to the bottom of the feet before bedtime. My daughter has a wellness roller that she puts on the bottom of her feet before she puts the school socks on and goes to school. Yeah, so there's lots of different things that you can do like that. Okay, now safety rules. I'm going to quickly go through the 3 safety rules. As I said, some oils are photosensitive, so citrus oils particularly. So if you've got a citrus oil like lemon or orange and you put it on your skin and you go out in the sun, you could get a bronzing effect or like a brown bronzing from the skin, from the sun with the oil. So they're photosensitive, and it can take up to 2 weeks for your skin to regenerate. Okay, so not a good idea to put those oils on your skin where it's going to be exposed, bottom of your feet, under your t-shirt. There's other places that we can use those photosensitive oils. The second one, as I said, the oils, some oils are hot oils, and if you get them accidentally in your eyes, oil should never go in our eyes or inside our ears. And if you put them anywhere where your skin is rather sensitive, our genitals are incredibly sensitive. So if you put an essential oil somewhere and your child or yourself goes, oh, that's a little bit uncomfortable, don't use water. Water actually drives oil in deeper. Use oil, okay? Oil draws it out. So it's a great way of diluting, and then of course you can wash it off with soap and water or anything like that. So if you put oil on and it feels a little bit hot, you think, oh, that's a little bit uncomfortable, put a little bit of carrier oil and that will help draw it out. Okay, so that's the second safety rule. The third safety rule is I'm not a doctor, nor am I a pharmaceutical company, and only doctors and pharmaceutical companies are legally allowed to diagnose and prescribe. So I'm just going to tell you compliantly how I use these oils to help with these day-to-day things with our kids. Okay, so why diffuse? As I said, we've got a diffuser there. It's the best way, the best functioning brain that we can get is get a good night's sleep. Okay, so diffusing in the bedroom is a great way to help calm. When we diffuse, little tiny molecules go through the air and they can actually stay in the room up to 8 hours after your diffuser is switched off. So it's a great way, as I said, of creating calm. If you have teenagers or older children, sometimes suggesting that they try an oil or something like that. Mums know nothing, get lots of eye rolling and stuff like that. So putting an oil in a diffuser is a great way for everybody to benefit as well. So it's really good. I've got a lot of friends that are school teachers and they use it to help calm, they help concentration, and they also help to cleanse the air, to purify the air as well. Because often there's lots of, bugs and germs and things going around too, especially in those younger early years of school. So you can use that in your home for the same reason too. Okay. Okay, sleep. Okay, sleep oils. Now, why am I going to talk about sleep when we're talking back to school? Have you ever had a really bad night's sleep and the next day tried to function very well? And I can guarantee if your child is a terrible sleeper, their behaviour, their concentration, everything like that is not going to be working very, very well at all. Okay, now when it comes to sleep, some oils work differently for other people. You'll find a favourite that works for your child or for yourself. And sometimes after a while, they become quite used to it and you might need to swap it around and change it around. But we've got some amazing oils which are fantastic for sleep. The first one is our, and I think I just went and moved it, didn't I? Lavender oil. Okay, I love, this is our wellness labelled lavender oil. Okay, and it's traditionally used in aromatherapy to help adapt for stress, but also for calming the nerves. So we know lavender is an incredibly calming oil, wonderful for bedtime. So you can put that in the diffuser, you can mist the sheets, the pillowcase with it. The one thing that I can tell you about lavender, 1 or 2 drops is great, 3 or 4 drops can have a reverse effect. So when I was first introduced, my youngest, who was in grade 4, was the worst sleeper. I think I never thought I was going to sleep again. So I was so excited to get this and I lathered the bottom of her feet and she was worse than ever. And I remember the lady who taught me, I said to her, lavender's just not working. And she said, oh, it doesn't work for everyone. And it wasn't until I started my first day of studying clinical aromatherapy and they said 1 or 2 drops great for sleep, 3 or 4 drops have a reverse effect. So remember, when you're using your oils, you don't need to use very much. Don't waste your money. They're very, very potent. They're very effective. They're very safe. So you don't have to use very much at all. So lavender is great. Diffusing at bedtime, great, safe for babies. Not all lavender is the same. I need to say that because lavender is the most popular oil in the world. Okay, so there's not enough lavender for us all to have lavender. So most of it is made in a lab and it's made with synthetic linalool, linalool acetate. So it's cut, even if it's got some pure lavender, it's cut with other lavenders. And it can actually cause headaches, cause skin irritations. And it's not great for, I wouldn't use it on baby, I wouldn't use it on anyone, but especially for babies because their skin is particularly sensitive. So knowing if it's a clone lavender or a hybrided lavender, all those sort of things is really important with Young Living. We don't use, this is not the clone or the hybridized lavender. This is what they call population lavender, which is the old-fashioned lavender. And even in France now, not many farmers grow it anymore. In our Provence region, most of them grow the hybrid because they get more oil from the plant and more money to be made. So this is where not all oils are, and I wish you could smell, but if you could smell this, you would know there's a big difference in that as well. So not all lavender's the same. I use it in my dry balls in the clothes dryer. And the pillow slips and pajamas and things like that. It's a great way of being able to infuse the clothes and bedding with lavender to help everyone calm and their sleep, especially if your child is rather sensitive or they are rather unique. I know a lot of kids come under a big umbrella and they're very sensitive to things like anything, and they don't like things being put on their skin. So I've got my dry balls are downstairs. But anyway, putting them on wool balls in your dryer, misting your sheets, there's lots of different things that you can do to be able to use those as well. In a bathtub, I love lavender in a bathtub. So if you have half a cup of Epsom salts and 6 drops of lavender, and you can put, depending on the size of your bath, all of that or half of that in the bath. And that's a great way of being able to relax the muscles, relax, feel nice and calm too. So we've got some other ones. Oh, we have the lavender culinary oil, which was here. But that one there is actually great in a hot chocolate. So if they like a hot chocolate, a drop of lavender makes a great lavender hot chocolate before bedtime, and it's another way to help calm too. So another beautiful one for bedtime is our Peace and Calming. Okay, so Peace and Calming is my other daughter's favourite, and her cat loves it. Her cat almost curls up on the diffuser. Absolutely loved it as a kitten. Beautifully calming. I use it on my border collie as well. So it's a gorgeous blend of oils. It's got tangerine, ylang-ylang, blue tansy. Blue tansy is incredibly calming. Orange oil and patchouli. So it's a beautiful blend. It smells very sweet. I actually wear it in my necklace. Very calming. I've got one daughter on L plates at the moment, so I need to help relax my mood, feel a lot more calm. And we've got another one, which is Tranquil. This is my favorite travel oil. It comes in a rollerball, and it's a gorgeous blend of lavender, cedarwood, and Roman chamomile. And so when I go on a plane or anything like that, I'm not really great for sleeping on planes, but this one is incredibly calming. It's in a rollerball ready to put on the temples and the back of my neck, and it's ready to go. We have a bit of a joke in at our team that the rollerballs are made for men because no instructions are required. So sorry, dads, if you're listening to this, it's probably a bit not too good. And cedarwood. Now, cedarwood is our beautiful cedarwood oil. And cedarwood is actually traditionally used in aromatherapy to help the body adapt to stress, but also to cope with environmental stresses as well. So what cedarwood actually does, it helps to switch things off, turn off that brain. So if you've got a child that goes to bed and then they start asking questions and their mind is racing all the time, I use it for sleep myself because I'm the sort of person, my body may be tired, but my brain doesn't switch off. So cedarwood is a great way to stop that chatter in your brain so you can actually switch off and go to sleep. So if you've got a child with an overactive brain, cedarwood is a wonderful one at bedtime to help them stay nice and calm and go to sleep. And I love this little one, White Angelica. We nicknamed this Angel Wings because it's great for those kids that wake up during the night. So if they tend to have dreams, they wake up distressed or anything like that, you can actually apply this over their shoulders before they go to bed and give them their angel wings. And it's great for those kids that wake up during the night. You want them to have a nice sound sleep and wake up happy, ready for school the next day. So that is why we talk about our sleep oils, because I know when I'm not sleeping, I'm not focused and my mood is not fantastic either. So it's an important one. So the next we're going to cover moods, oils for moods. Now, this is, I have teenagers now, but I think at every age there is challenging times where help with moods is really, really important. I wish I had this one, Stress Away. Now, it was out of stock until yesterday, so we can all breathe easy because Stress Away is back in stock. And it has the name Stress Away, but it does incredible things. So I have a lot of friends that are school teachers and they actually wear it on their jewelry or on their wrists, and they're human diffusers. So when mum says goodbye in the morning, these children are not wanting to chase after mum and go back to the car like my kids did. So I only wish I had Stress Away. When my kids were little, I actually often wear it or diffuse it in the car on the way to school if there's something big happening that day. And it just makes everyone hop out of the car feeling a lot happier. So it's an incredible oil. It's the blend is a blend of oils that are fantastic for calming down the central nervous system of the brain, creating calm. It's absolutely incredible. And if you've got young children or pets, you can almost see it instantly. It's so good. So that's a great one to have. There's another one for school, which was a bit of a fave in my house, and it's called Valor. Okay, so Valor is the oils that the Roman soldiers used to bathe in before they went into battle. So all those floral baths that they used to have to give them confidence. Okay, so we often refer to our Valor as confidence in a bottle. And it's a great way for those kids that are a little bit shy, or they have to get up in front of the class and do speak or anything like that, or sports, or anywhere where they're feeling a little bit nervous, a little bit overwhelmed. Valor is such an amazing oil to help with that as well, especially public speaking. I always use it as well. We've got some raindrop practitioners, but there's a technique called Valor Balance. So you can Google and have a look at what Valor Balance is. And it's applying the oils to the bottom of your feet, the children's feet or your own feet, left hand, left foot, right hand, right foot. They can lay down. You could be sitting in a chair or kneeling at the end of the bed and hang on to their feet for about 5 minutes with Valor. And it's known to balance both the body and the emotions. So when your child is feeling out of sorts, you know, they don't know what they want to eat. They're hungry, but they don't want anything. They're tired, but they're not ready to go to bed. They're just irritable. They don't know what they want. Valor is such a great way of helping balance those emotions. So a Valor Balance is something that every now and then I think, oh, I need to do that. And if I do it for one of my daughters, the other one goes, can I have one? So Valor Balances have been quite amazing. If you can look for in our YouTube channel, and they're awesome YouTube, you can see Fiona Moughlin do a Valor Balance on her dog Elmo. So really good for dogs as well. So, or anybody. So Valors are great. Copiiba, I say it in a Mexican accent, is much easier. So this is incredibly oil, and it is in our Stress Away, okay? And it comes from a resin of the tree. It's very mild. It's great to use with young children, very safe, but it is very high in sesquiterpenes. And what this actually does, it helps to calm down the brain, the emotions, to the same degree as prayer, meditation, or yoga. Okay, so it's incredible for calming, and you can put that, and it doesn't have much of a smell either. So if your children are very sensitive to smell, putting Copiiba on the back of the brainstem there, on their temples, even on their wrists so they can smell it, is such a wonderful calming oil. So that was a bit of a fave with my daughter, who gets very overwhelmed, puts a lot of pressure on herself, and yeah. And so that's an incredibly calming oil, brilliant like that. And I spoke about if you have more than one child and you want to create some harmony in the home, this oil is amazing. So if everybody's getting on each other's nerves, someone keeps poking the bear, you know, egging each other on, fishing for a reaction, Harmony is one of those oils I recommend you put on the diffuser before they wake up and just watch and see the difference. It's an incredible blend, and you can have a little Google and have a look a little bit more about what is in that, but it definitely helps with keeping calm in the home. And the last one for attitude adjusting is our frankincense oil. This is a culinary oil as well. I love to have it in my drink. I have 2 drops of orange and 2 drops of frankincense in my water. Love the taste, got lots of incredible benefits for that. But this is what we call our attitude adjusting oil. So you might know the history of frankincense. Frankincense has lots of uses, but we're just talking about it for moods at the moment. But frankincense is what they would burn in churches, okay? So they would have the frankincense resin, they'll be burning it because it makes us feel happy and enlightened and focused, and we come out feeling so fantastic. We want to go back next week and do it all again. Okay, so frankincense is known as an attitude adjuster, and I recommend that you try this. Put a drop on the crown, so take the lid off. I'm going to do it to myself. I'm feeling happy anyway. Drop. There you go. There was 2. Okay, and it's a great way of changing attitude. So try that. Works on cranky husbands, pets, but for kids, it's incredible. My youngest, who isn't a morning person, when she was little and I had to do her hair in the morning, I used to put a drop of frankincense when I was putting her hair into a ponytail. She wasn't aware of it, and we'd have a much nicer start to the morning. And I've got a friend who's a pre-primary teacher, and she says she'd love to anoint the children as they walk in the morning towards the end of school term to put them all in a much better mood. So it's a really great one for that. So imagine how much nicer it'd be around your home if your kids were feeling a lot calmer and a lot happier with your emotions. The other one is orange oil. Put orange in your diffuser. It is happiness in a bottle. That is the best way I can explain orange. Happiness in a bottle is fantastic, but some of the claims that we can say with orange oil: it assists with mild relaxation, traditionally used in aromatherapy to assist with mild relaxation, increase body's relaxation, relieve the symptoms of mild anxiety, help occurrence of symptoms of mild anxiety, calmative nervous system relaxant, induces sleep, enhances, promotes, increases refreshing sleep, relieves sleeplessness, and reduces time to fall asleep. So what an amazing oil to have in your toolbox that can make everyone calmer and everybody happier. It is an amazing oil. So, and it's we're talking about our wellness oil. Same oil, different label. Our culinary oil, orange oil, is beautiful in our water. You can make icy poles, great drinks with it. There's lots of different recipes that you can use to make with orange oil as well. I make a great sorbet, and I'll share that recipe with you at the end that you might like to make for the family. Okay, so focus oils. Now, we all want our kids to do better at school, and helping them to focus, helping them to think clearer is fantastic. If you've got children that are easily distracted, you know, they're like squirrels. One minute they're concentrating on what the teacher's saying, next minute they're looking at the window, or they're seeing what the kid's doing over there, and they're finding it very hard to focus. Obviously, they're not going to do as well as they could do. If you can help them to focus, it makes life much, much easier. We have the Rolls Royce, I'll say, of our focus oils is Brain Power. And I've got it here because I put it on earlier. Brain Power. This is incredible oil. It's such an amazing blend. It's got frankincense, sandalwood, melissa, cedarwood, cypress, lavender, and helichrysum. So it is probably one of our top shelf oils, but it is incredible. So one drop, and I have nasal inhalers. So rather than my girls taking, they're old enough that they were taking their Brain Power to school. But if they were younger, I would just be putting a drop or two on a nasal inhaler. And that way, if they lose it, they haven't lost my bottle of Brain Power. But, you know, we carry these around. My husband uses it. He was at work when he was working on the tower crane. You need to focus. You've got a lot of people relying on you down on the ground. So Brain Power was the one to go for. We have a cheaper option, which is designed for the younger children. It's part of our Kids Sense range, which is our Genius oil. So Genius is a great oil to put in your diffuser when they're doing their homework, or you can put it in the temple, the back of the brainstem. They can wear it on their clothing, on their collar. Great ways to use the Genius. So that's a great blend to help with focus and concentration. Cedarwood. Now, remember I was saying cedarwood stops with that chatter when we're trying to go to bed at night. Cedarwood is a great one to use for those kids that are easily distracted. Okay, so those kids that have problems with focus, cedarwood, and it's not an expensive oil, so it's a great one. I love when we can use cheaper oils to help with things like focus. Speaking of that, lemon oil is incredible as well, and it's a nice cheap oil, traditionally used in aromatherapy to enhance and promote mental endurance, for increased mental alertness and wakefulness, also healthy emotional mood balance. So citrus oils are so handy, so wonderful to help with our moods, but with focus as well. So lemon is a great one to put in your diffuser when your kids are home and doing homework and things like that. Combine that with rosemary, because rosemary is our oil of remembrance. So on Remembrance Day, we use, and at funerals, we use sprigs of rosemary. And it's because we know traditionally it's so good for helping with memory recall. So great to use when you're diffusing, maybe with lemon, when they're doing the homework. And then when it comes the time where they have to use their memory recall, and they've got this in a little inhaler or in their collar, it's going to be easy for them to remember what they studied previously. So rosemary is great. Rosemary has quite a strong smell. Okay, and it's in our Clarity, which is a great blend. So my girls don't particularly like to wear like Clarity because it is quite a strong smelling oil, but smelling from the bottle or from an inhaler or in the diffuser at home, it is fantastic. So that's another one. Clarity is a great one that you could have in your kit too. A lot cheaper than Brain Power, but still very effective. It's got peppermint, coriander, cardamom, rosemary, geranium, bergamot, lemon, lang lang, jasmine, Roman chamomile, and palmarosa. So it's a really great blend of a lot of different oils that are fantastic to help with alertness. So that's a good one too. Okay, so there's certain oils in our home that we wouldn't be out without, and we've covered quite a them there now. We have a very active family. I'm probably the least active in the household. My husband's playing football again. He rides, boxes, Pilates. My daughter was rowing 4 mornings a week, basketball 2 nights a week, lots of different school sports and activities. And so sporting was one of those things that they needed to be able to help with recovery and also alertness and anything that would help them in their game, work at their peak performance. So if you've got kids that are playing sport, as they get older, they tend to get a bit competitive as well. So you might want to give them a little bit of an edge on what the other kids are getting maybe. So peppermint is one of those oils which is fantastic pick-me-up. You can put that on the back of your neck. There's been a lot of studies, and don't look at mummy blogs, look at proper PubMed studies. A lot of studies, there was one with Chinese athletes, and peppermint gave them an 8% better output. So peppermint's something that my daughter and my husband use before they play any competitive sports. Even my husband working out in the gym loves to put peppermint because he can get a much better performance using peppermint oil. It's also great for alertness as well. My oldest does not like coffee, and coffee has a lot of negative downsides as well. My husband doesn't drink coffee either, but this is our coffee oil. So it does not smell like coffee. It smells great as well, but it's wonderful for energy. So, you know, when my daughter was doing very long days, starting rowing early in the morning and then having a basketball game in the evening or basketball training, energy used to give her that hit so she would be able to less fatigue, so she could keep going, not needing a nana nap. So that's a really great one as well. And there's another couple of oils that we use. We have a Kid Sense Refresh, which is a great blend for the little ones to open up those airways. But we've got RC. Now, RC, respiratory condition, or respiratory, anyway. So it is great for opening up those airways. So my daughter, before her rowing or before her basketball, she uses RC on her chest, on her entry points of her chest, and inhales it, because more oxygen into your lungs is more oxygen into your bloodstream, so that's less fatigue when you're having to run or and have to perform. So RC, if you haven't tried it, try it before a run or a walk, give it a go and see if you can walk for longer without feeling like you need to turn around and go home. It's a great one for that. Panaway. Okay, Panaway, if you've got growing children, you may have had growing pains or severs or shin splints, and all those sort of things are really quite uncomfortable. So Panaway is a wonderful oil for occasional pain. So using that, my daughter used to use that on her shins before and after her games, after muscle recovery. Even I used it after Pilates this week, pulled up a bit sore, didn't realise there's muscles I hadn't used for a while. So Panaway is a great one to have in the sports bag or to use after. You can mix it with a carrier oil. Great for those growing limbs, we can say. It's a good one there. And the other thing that we actually do in our home, so not so much, we do it for lots of different reasons, for energy, for helping perform at our best, and helping to keep us well, is we have a drink called Ningxia. So you can put these ones here in the freezer and the kids can have them as a slushie. These are great to have on the go, carry in your bag, sports bag. I have one in my handbag so I don't feel like cheating when I'm hungry and I haven't stopped to eat, and I have my Ningxia. And the cheapest way to buy it is in a bottle. So my family, we have shot glasses before we leave every day. and it's really high in antioxidants. Now, we know antioxidants are great for keeping our body above the wellness line, staying nice and healthy, and also it is really great for helping us with energy. So, you know, we're not so tired throughout the day. You can get through that day and get everything done. So for kids, it's really good as well. Like, school can be a very long day for them indeed. And the other thing, it's full of amino acids. So amino acids that naturally occur in these fruits are great for our serotonin and melatonin. So that's our happy hormones and our sleep hormones. So great for moods, great for sleep, great for energy, and great for what else was I saying, for energy and for keeping us well. So it's goji berry, plum, aronia, pomegranate, blueberry, and cherry. Okay, so, and it's got infused with essential oils as well, which is wonderful for helping support our body above the wellness line too. If you want to learn more about that, there's a 20-minute video on Ningxia. The person that invited you, ask them to send you the link to that one so you can have a listen and learn about all the benefits of that. If you're buying it in the best way, the cheapest way, and everyone's getting a 30 ml shot glass in the morning, and 30 mils is equivalent to over 100 oranges in bioactivity, or 118 heads of broccoli. It's insane, the amount, and it's all organic as well. But that is less than $2 a day. Okay, so I had a very, very fussy eater in the home. Trying to get her to eat fruit and lots of different things was really difficult. At dinner time, she would leave all the stuff on the plate that I'd wanted to eat. Incredibly fussy, but she was having her shot glass every single day. So I knew she was getting lots of vitamins, lots of minerals, and lots of those antioxidants that she needed. So if you have a fussy child, Ningxia is a great way to go. I'm going to share some a brownie recipe where we use it, and a sorbet recipe as well, because that's a great way of getting your kids to have something that's good for them if they don't want to drink it out of a shot glass. But it does taste really yummy, and if you drop a drop of orange oil in it, it really tastes a lot sweeter too. So if they have a sweet tooth, put a drop of orange oil, because it will give them, it changes the taste as well, because cherries are quite tart. So, you know, most kids love it, but you can always change it a little bit by adding a different culinary essential oil to it too. Sports bags and shoes, all those things for school. Purification, it is a great oil for odors. Okay, put some in their shoes in a cotton wool ball to help draw out those odors. It's fantastic. For sports bags, make a spray up. Yeah, kids, they get smelly. Okay, the other thing is, if you have kids that are getting a little bit older and they need a deodorant, please do not buy shop bought deodorant. Read the ingredients. We do not want to put aluminium. We do not want to block their pores. You do not want to lose those toxic things that are going into their bloodstream. The great thing about a natural deodorant with essential oils, they are great. This one here is clinically shown to stop the bad bacteria that causes the odor, and excessive sweating and things like that. It is amazing. It is a stick deodorant. They last a long time. My girls have these in their sports bag. I'm buying one a month for a family of 4. So generally one of these is lasting my girls about 4 months. Okay, it's a great investment. If you haven't swapped out all the other things in your home, if you haven't read the ingredients on your labels and looked them up on the Chemical Maze or Ingrid or one of those great apps, if you want to start somewhere, start with your deodorant, please. Okay, lots of different research and wonderful things. The other thing, 2020 made us very much aware of carrying around hand sanitizers, and we've got little disinfectant sprays. Okay, so these products are amazing. The alcohol in here is actually derived from peppermint oil, but it has got everything you need to keep your skin nice and sanitized, but without all the nasties. Because remember, if you're putting it on your skin, it's in your bloodstream. We had a lot of people with a lot of terrible skin irritations last year from the overuse of a lot of those nasty sanitizers that are out there. So, you know, yes, they're killing the bad germs, but they're killing the good skin bacteria as well that we need to stay healthy. So you want to protect your skin's microbiome as well. So use something that is going to support our health and not damage it. So these hand sanitizer, little ones for the school bag. If you buy the bigger one, you can refill these. Okay, I'm all for saving and reusing, and also making things cheaper. So it's a great way. My girls have these in their school bag and their handbags, and my handbag. So carry those around and refill them rather than replace the little ones. It's a great way to go. I was talking about, my daughter has a wellness roller that she puts on the bottom of her feet, and I will share that recipe with you. So if you get a rollerball and we put oil, so I will put up a post, or the person that invited you can share that with you. If you would like, in the chat box, if you're not a Young Living member, in the chat box, if you want to put your email address, I will send you the recipes for the wellness roller, the sorbet, and the brownie recipe I was telling you about as well. So putting that wellness roller on the bottom of your feet before the school socks go on, because when they finally get back to school next week or the week after, you don't want them coming home and having days off. You want them to be able at school learning, being happy and being with their friends. So I will quickly look at the chat box and see if we have any questions here. No, we've got an email address there. You can always PM me if you missed this or listen to it on the replay. Any age for Ningxia? Yeah, look, I know a lot of with little ones, with toddlers, they dilute it and they drink it in their bottles. It is a really great, it's got stevia and only a small amount. It's actually recommended for diabetics to help with blood sugar. So it's not going to give a sugar rush or anything like that. It can actually really help with appetite as well. So it's a really good one for little ones too. But real little kids, I would be looking at diluting it a little bit too. So yeah, they don't need very much. They don't have the same body weight as the rest of us. But my girls have always had 30 mils every day. My oldest, if she comes home and she's on her way out again, and sometimes she feels like more, she goes to the fridge and gets a bit more. So yeah, all ages on that. So thank you very much, everybody, for having a listen. I tried to keep it to 40 minutes and I actually achieved that. So thank you. Now, if you are not a member, very quickly, all the oils that I've covered here, all the things that I've covered mood, sleep, concentration, all of those sort of things, all of those are actually in the starter kit. So if you are a Young Living member, most people started with this starter kit, which comes with a choice of diffusers, not feathers, but other ones. And it's less than half price, okay? So this one is $272 for 12 oils and a diffuser, and you've got a couple of diffusers to choose from, or you can go upgrade to other ones if you want to pay a little bit more. But this is less than half price if you're buying these all individually. So we spoke about frankincense, we spoke about orange, we spoke about thieves, valor, RC, lavender, lemon, panaway, peppermint. I didn't mention Diagees, tummies, happy tummies. If their tummy's not very happy, Diagees is going to help with happy tummies, okay? Peace and calming, stress away, thieves sprayer, the hand sanitizer, and Ningxia. So everything I have spoken about, I mean, yes, there's other oils there like cedarwood, but cedarwood is in stress away. There's lots of different things we spoke about, but this covers every single topic. It's a great toolbox for the whole family, but especially for your school age kids. You'll absolutely love it. Who doesn't need an attitude adjuster and some happiness in a bottle? So a great way to get started. So as I said, if you're not a member, please speak to the person that helped you, that shared this link with you. And good luck this year with the 2021 school year. Thank you very much, everybody. Bye.